Hello and welcome back to another live people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to the GVO show, season 2, episode 9 people. International break is looming and such and such as well. And we're nearly there. We're nearly messed over. We seem to be missing an Alfie. Alfie, can you come to the stage, please? Oh my days.
What's going on?
Oi, if you didn't watch Tucker's social video today, you have no idea why Alfie is on crutches. You have no idea, do you? You have no idea. But if you don't know, get to know. Get to know people. But big up to everyone that's here. Just if you need a reminder to hit that thumbs up bar, just take a quick look at Mike's. Brilliant. Thank you. He's calling me a thumb. Yeah, that's what he's calling me a thumb. Hyper said he needs to find a new angle when I'm vlogging. You know, it's the only reason why I initially vlog like that is because I'm vlogging from my neighborhood at the start. So I'm not trying to like out myself. But I need to remember later on in the thing to do it like this. So like, yeah, I'll find a new angle. What's with the 90s corn tune? Bro, there's nothing 90s corn about baseline. Like, there's nothing like no. I and then again I never watched 90s corn because I'm born in 2003. Want to know how Charlie knows gay 90s corn tune? I take it Alfie's dinner date really kind of didn't go. That's how you got hurt. Fuck's sake. Alfie, how you been, man?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the obvious, I've been doing good. Obviously, been resting up for the past couple of days, trying not to, be on my feet too much. That's why I've got the crutches, just in case I need to move about the house a bit. But apart from that, I'm doing good. Back again for another episode of the GVO show. Like you said in the intro, not really much to talk about since it's the international break. Thank God it's nearly over. But we're back again for another episode. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah, and listen, people, we've got a special today. Now, we can talk about the normal football topics all the time. We can really stretch out an episode by just talking about the fact that Erdogan's got injured till November or whatever. But I decided to run up an idea, very last minute, but also very different as well, because I've been thinking about trying to do this live as well. Me and Alfie have done drafts before, but it's time to do one live. We've done all of them pre-recorded, so we're going to do a current Premier League player draft live. Now, if you don't know how we do drafts, basically here's how we do it. Now, in this situation, we can only pick 2 players per team. 2 players per team. Obviously, is a draft, so once that player's gone, the other person can't pick it. Uh, once we'll decide who goes first in rock paper scissors shoot. On shoot, we'll decide, and whoever wins goes first. But
But
also,
whoever
whoever
loses.
loses gets to pick the formation. So that's how it will run. I don't think I've missed out any other rules. I could be wrong, Alfie. I don't know whether I missed out
No, I
anything.
think I think you got all the rules.
Okay, so without further ado, let's start with the rock paper scissors shoot. Okay.
Let's get it.
Okay. Rock paper scissors shoot. Okay, go again. Rock
Rock, paper,
paper scissors
scissors,
shoot.
shoot.
Fuck. You're going first. I went scissors. You went rock.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go normal and say 4-3-3. We'll
Yeah, I
go
think that's like
boring.
the easiest formation to go with. I
Yeah.
think I think simply because a lot of teams nowadays play 4-3-3. It's a lot easier to pick a current Premier League draft with a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we might as well run it up, people. We might as well run it up. Listen, you can put your players in the comments if you want as well, but if you don't want to spoil it for us in terms of like players that you think we've forgotten or whatever, feel free to just either cook us or or praise us for our picks or whatever. But also, when we do our teams at the end, we'll show the teams at the end as well. I'll create the tabs and stuff like that as well. And yeah, you guys can make a team of your own in the comments of the players we didn't pick. But never further ado, Alfie, who is your first pick in this draft? You can literally pick anyone in the Premier League.
um I'm gonna go with a bit of a niche one. I don't really think either one of us was actually thinking about this player. I'm going to go with a right back to start, and it's going to be Tino Livramento from Newcastle.
I'm surprised you picked him first of all players.
Yeah, I know. But I know, I want other players from other teams in other positions, and I feel like if I'm picking, players from Arsenal, players from City, I don't really think I'm going to pick anyone who plays at right back for either of those teams. Although I probably could have picked him, but I'm not going to, because I think there's a couple of other Arsenal players that I actually want in my team. So I think overall, Livramento, decent right back,
Mm-hmm.
decent first option.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go obvious. I'm picking Erling Haaland. I'm picking I'm picking the most obvious player in the Premier League because he's literally like if you want a goal scorer, he's there. I'm gonna build
Yeah.
my team around him, and I need an Erling Haaland. I can't just let Erling Haaland play against me. I've got too much West Ham PTSD. If you saw the stat the other day, he scored as many goals at the London Stadium than all the West Ham strikers combined since he signed.
And how many strikers is that? Like 4, 5?
Right? Yeah, so it's something ridiculous. It's something ridiculous. But he scored in his fucking debut against us.
He scored twice.
Yep, one of them was a beat penalty. Who's your second pick, bro?
I'm going to go with a striker as well. Um, a lot of good options out there. Definitely Haaland's one of them, but obviously he's now off the list. It's a choice between two for this team because obviously they have got two strikers now. But I think the second one out of the two has been a lot more consistent and has been in better form and has actually hit the ground running rather than the other one, which is why up front I'm going to go with Hugo Ekitike from Liverpool.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Ekitike started really well. He's probably been the best Liverpool signing so far.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
100%.
Kirkez, he's going to need time. Um, Obviously, Frimpong as well, he's going to need time. He's had a couple of injury troubles. Isak just hasn't hit the ground running. And Verts, the less said about Florian Verts, the better. I know they're saying, oh, £150 million player. He needs time. But we bought Pepe in 2019 for 72 million and he wasn't given time. And he got 50 GNA in his Arsenal career. So, but I think Ekitike definitely has been the best of the new signings at Liverpool, which is why I've gone with him as my striker.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, speaking of Liverpool players, again, I'm gonna go obvious because I want the best team. My motive is simple. I want the best team. I want world class players. I'm picking Virgil van Dijk.
Not
I
who
don't
I thought
care.
you was going to go with.
I don't care if he's showing arse against Chelsea. It's a one off. And every time he shows arse for one game, showing booty, every 20 games, we make a mountain out of a molehill out of it. But ultimately, when it comes to current centre backs, there still isn't a better player than Van Dijk. I'm sorry, there isn't.
Nah, definitely Virgil makes sense. Not who I actually thought he was going to go with as far as obvious goes at Liverpool,
Yeah,
but Virgil, decent centre back when he's not trying to show booty against Chelsea. Definitely does the job that needs to be done as far as the centre back's concerned. Does
yep.
all the nitty gritty. Never really gets his hands dirty as a defender. That's a sign of a good defender as well. I'd definitely be pleased with Van Dijk in my team, but obviously you've got him. But my next pick, I'm also going to go with a centre back,
Okay.
and I'm going to use one of my two allocated Arsenal players.
Mm-hmm.
You will fall in love. I know you will. Our number 6 is the king of Brazil. It is, of course, Gabriel Magalhaes.
Mr. Hairline himself.
Yeah. I definitely think over the past couple of seasons, a lot of people were saying that, oh, out of the two, Saliba's the better centre back out of the two at Arsenal. But definitely over the past couple of seasons, there's been some chinks in the Saliba armour. So, and Gabriel's stepped up when Saliba's had a stinker. So, I definitely think Gabriel is the much better choice out of the two.
Do you know what? my whole thing is with them two is I think they need each other. And the reason why I say that is because before, when I see Saliba without Gabriel, I don't think he looks as good like when he's at France or whatever, when he's on the bigger stages. But also when we've watched Gabriel before he was partnered with Saliba, he was
Yeah.
known as quite of a bozo. So I
Mm.
just think they really need each other. I don't know what you make of that, but I think they just
Yeah,
really need each other.
I agree. I agree. You see a lot of frailties in their defensive play when they haven't got each other beside each other, if that makes sense. So
Mm.
obviously when you've got Saliba playing for France, he's not got Gabriel alongside him. He's either got Canate or whoever they've got in terms of centre back options at France, and vice versa when it comes to Gabriel. So I definitely think they complement each other, and together they are an unstoppable partnership.
Do you like John's profile picture? Hey, John, you're a dickhead. I'm pretty sure John is Dave, by the way. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure John actually is Dave. But just more abusive at this point.
It's his burner account, isn't it?
Oh, honestly, I don't know because I ain't seen Dave in a long time. Oh, for fuck's sake! But yeah, no, I agree with you on Gabriel and Saliba as well. It's like the, well, I've not really seen it before where I don't really rate the centre backs as much with each other. I mean, as much without each other, and then when they are with each other, for the most part, on a consistent basis, they rise the levels. So,
Mm.
so far, very interesting. You've picked three, I picked two players. I have no idea where I want to go to next. Do I want to just go boring again? Do I want to go niche? But I am not sure right now. I can't lie. I am very, very not sure. But I was low key thinking I could get away with Gabriel Van Dijk. Uh, I was lucky thinking, maybe you won't pick Gabriel, but I think if I didn't pick Van Dijk, you might not pick Gabriel. But then if I didn't go Van Dijk early, you might have gone Van Dijk. So that's the game of the drafts. I overthink it. I'm gonna watch the Seattle Marines versus Toronto Blue Jays game. It's baseball. I don't watch baseball.
Neither
So
do
big up
I.
Jasmine. Big up Jasmine. I don't watch baseball though. I do not watch baseball. Um. All right. Who do I go with next? I'm gonna go with a midfielder. Uh, this midfielder has actually shown his consistency since he was allowed to play football. Um, I think he's a very well-rounded player. I think he's a very key player to his team, and I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a big reason for why they won't completely fall off. But I'm going Sandro Tonali.
I thought as much. As soon as you said since he was allowed to play football, I thought you were going with Tonali. And I completely agree with what you said of how key he's been to Newcastle's midfield.
Yeah,
And he will be definitely one of the reasons why. I think Newcastle will fall off simply because of getting used to the playing in midweek and then going to Saturday games in the Champions League. But I don't think they'll have a major drop off like they did the first time around, simply because they've got Tonali in that midfield.
yeah. I think Joy is as well. Like Gimaresh needed a bit of help. Joe Linton needed a bit of help. Um, and I think Tonali was like the last piece of the puzzle to that midfield where they can keep it three, keep it solid because they don't really like to play with a out and out like number 10 or whatever, where they play like a typical 4-2-3-1 or whatever. Because a lot of their midfielders just kind of like they're quite fluid. That one sits back, two go forward, etc. But for me, I've always thought Tonali controlling the game. He's helped Gimaresh a lot because Gimaresh actually likes to go a bit further forward. Tonali actually likes to sit and dictate play a bit, so they can swap around. They can help each other. They can help each other. So
Yeah.
yeah,
My
over to
next
you.
pick, I'm gonna complete the centre backs, and I'm gonna go with a slightly different theme as far as centre backs go, and I'm gonna go with a quote unquote North London together centre back partnership, and alongside Gabriel, I'm going with Mickey van der Ven.
Two left footers, yeah.
Yeah, I think with Gabriel and Van der Ven, you have Gabriel that will sit back and do the most of the defensive work, but then you've got Van der Ven who even if you are a player short at the back and you're hitting with a counter attack, you've got Van der Ven who's got that amazing amount of pace, and he'll be able to get back straight away.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I thought you were gonna go Romero, but Van der Ven, they've both been very good. They've both been a
Yeah,
very good partnership as well. They're actually quite underrated as a partnership. I'll be real. They don't really get the credit
definitely.
they deserve. I think Van der Ven, his pace, even his drive with the ball, but also his defending. No one can really get past him like that when it comes to like actually trying to run it behind. And you don't really see, um, you don't really see people try and run it behind against Tottenham just because of him.
Yeah,
A lot of recovery pace, good reading of the game as well. Maybe not be the like most fantastic in the air, but his height makes up for it.
yeah.
Like he's quality. To be fair, he's quality. Because of what John's hint in the chat was with the cherries emoji, I only figured out what that was and who was maybe hinting towards. So I'm going to take the bite. And go at left wing. Uh, Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah, yeah, Semenyo. Yeah,
I,
thought as
I think
much.
it's in terms of left wingers on form. He may not be the best left winger in the league, but on form, yeah, cool. And honestly, I think with the way where I want to play with Haaland up front, he will have a good relationship with the striker. He'll be fine. Little Semenyo link up. I like it. I like Semenyo. I've always liked Semenyo. Um, I think his shooting's really good. He can shoot well with both feet. Very physical, very fast. Him and Kudus have just got Ghana into the World Cup. So congratulations to Semenyo. Like he can really shine in that World Cup for sure. I think
Definitely.
he's shining at the right stage, and he's another product of you should be buying players from the championship.
Yeah,
Because some
literally.
players from the championship can make the level up. We've seen it multiple times before, haven't we?
Definitely, definitely. And Semenyo, what a pick! What a pick! I think if I had it my way, I would have gone with Semenyo as well. But
Mm.
obviously, you can only pick the player once. So
I,
no
I was
Semenyo
gonna
for
go with
me.
someone else in it, but I forgot about Semenyo. I was gonna go with someone else at left winger, but I forgot. I forgot about Semenyo. But you might pick him, so we'll see. What's your number? What's your fifth pick?
I'm gonna
Oh, we're
go
already
left wing
halfway
this
through.
time.
Yeah, we're already halfway through. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go left wing this time, and I'm gonna round out my Newcastle picks for this one and go with Anthony Gordon.
Yep.
I think on form right now, he's probably one of the best midfield wingers in the league. He's certainly doing well in the Champions League. Obviously, got a couple of goals against Union Saint-Gilloise, and overall is an incredible left winger. Obviously, a product of Everton's academy, made the move up to Newcastle, and has hit the ground running straight away. Obviously, it may have taken him a bit of time to get his first goal, but since then, he's been very consistent, very, very good in the way that he plays, what he brings to his team, and overall, that's the main reason why I picked Anthony Gordon on the left hand side.
That was the player I was thinking before Semenyo. So, like, it was either going to be Gordon Semenyo, regardless, Gordon Semenyo, whoever in it. That was always what it was going to be. Gordon's a great player. Who's got what position left? So far, Alfie's got two midfield picks, a right winger, a right back, a centre. No, wait, no, this is my team. Shit. It's my team. No, I've
I've
got
got
a right.
goalkeeper. I've got
Yeah, wait.
goalkeeper, right back, right wing, and two midfield positions.
Left back, you've got
And
goalkeeper, left back,
left back, goalkeeper,
three
two
midfielders,
two midfielders.
two midfielders. Who did you pick in midfield?
Who did I pick in midfield?
I don't
I
think you
haven't picked
picked.
anyone in midfield.
Yeah, so bro, you got goalkeeper, left back, three midfielders, and right wing. That's what you got.
Yeah.
I've got. Hold on, let me just because I've got it all on my screen, so I've put the teams in. I've got a centre back, a right back, a goalkeeper, a left back, right winger, two midfielders. But I
Since
picked one
it's
player left.
since it's a live draft, are we picking managers as well?
No, we're the managers.
Oh, fair enough.
We're the managers, bro. We're the managers. It's the like. I'm picking tactics. You know, I'm picking tactics. That's what I'm doing, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm the tactician here. I played too much Football Manager to be giving the reins to someone else, bro. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
I hear it. I hear it.
All right, my next pick. I'm picking another midfielder. I'm surprised no one's picked a player from this team yet, but then again, we are like halfway through. I've got an idea because this draft seems to be quite short, so I've got an idea straight after this, but we'll come to that. Um, I wanted to pick this player because I don't think you were going to pick him, but I might as well lock him in now. He's probably been one of the most consistent midfielders since he signed for his club. To be honest with you, been brought up in a lot of international break debates because people are bored. Scored in the last game before the international break, for his team. Very balanced overall, very consistent. Moises Caicedo.
Fair.
I think Caicedo will suit
100% fair.
with Tonali as well. Caicedo and Tonali, that's a good start to the midfield.
Definitely. I think Caicedo is definitely one of the best midfielders in the league right now. Arguably the best on current form.
Hmm.
And definitely well deserved to be in the team, bro. 100%.
Yeah, I just really rate his game overall because he plays in a six, but he's not really a six. Like he's a fantastic number six. But you see with his ball striking ability, the way he takes shots from outside the box, he's always had that trait from Brighton. That he really is naturally a number eight, and he probably could be a better eight if Chelsea had a number six. But Lavia is always injured. So it is what it is. But also Caicedo and Enzo have a very, very good partnership there. Very, very good partnership. So Caicedo, one of the more consistent players in the Premier League, just in general in terms of all-time positions, let alone the midfield spot as well. And genuinely one of the best midfielders in the world. I hate saying it because it's Chelsea player, but I'm objective. I have to. I have to be
Mm.
objective as much as I can be. Caicedo is a joy to watch, regardless of what team he plays for. To be honest with you, I don't know whether Ecuador are going to be in the World Cup, but I'd like to see
I
him in
think
the
they've
World Cup.
qualified, yeah. I think they've qualified.
Well, I'd like to see him in the World Cup because he's generally a joy to watch,
Yeah, definitely.
and his passing ability is quite underrated.
Moving on to my next pick.
Hmm.
I'm going to round out the back four. This guy gets I think he gets a lot of criticism, but
Hmm.
I think that's simply because of how much of a shithouse he is in his position. Overall, he's a great left back, in my opinion.
Mm.
Brought into a club through their feeder club, as people like to call it.
Hmm.
Obviously, part of the
Yep.
squad that won the Euros in
Yeah.
2024. I've gone with Marc Cucurella.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good pick. He's probably again with Chelsea another one of the players that's probably one of the best in their position, isn't it?
Definitely, 100%. He provides so much as far as like the left back position goes. Can get forward, has the ability to track back. Isn't really caught out in games. He tends to have a solid game, and unless he's against, I don't know, someone who's going to come into the game and give him a lot of trouble. Apart from that, he's never really been caught out, and overall, is definitely one of the best players in his position in the league.
That's fair. And I've got a question for you about Cucurella. Do you think, apart from Nuno Mendes, there's anyone on his level in the world when it comes to left backs? Because I can't think of many left backs are on that level. Because I think only him and Nuno Mendes are like top tier right now.
I think if you'd have asked me this question 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would have said maybe Andy Robertson. If you think
Yeah,
about that
fair.
Liverpool team that went on to completely blitz the league, had it technically wrapped up by the time we got to January, Robertson on form was probably one of the best left backs in the world. Before that, I don't know, maybe Marcelo for Real Madrid, but definitely now, as far as left backs go, apart from Nuno Mendes, definitely Cucurella's up there, 100%.
Yeah, because that's the thing. 5 years ago as well, like Robertson was probably clear. Nuno Mendes was just coming through. I think at Sporting, and Cucurella was probably at Hetafe. I think.
Yeah,
I forget because I'm pretty. Did he? I think he might have been linked to go back to Barcelona after leaving Barcelona to Getafe. I remember watching a La Liga game and he was at Hetafe, and I think that's the first time I actually watched the guy because I only really knew him from FIFA, like one of them like academy kids in FIFA. You just see the squads randomly, and
yeah,
then Brighton bought him, and then it's like this guy's actually sensational, and he was playing in the back three, yeah, and the left back, and then he went to Chelsea. He's actually really good 1v1, really good in possession, just a very intelligent footballer overall. Like you have to say it, and again, just very consistent, but very like if whenever Chelsea do well, he's always like top three on the pitch for them.
yeah. And I
Like you
definitely
can say
think
that
as
about
well,
any other player.
there's a lot of clubs out there that definitely they look for a certain club to snatch players from. Obviously, back in the day, you had Liverpool that would do it with Southampton. Arsenal obviously do it with Chelsea. We consistently buy their players.
Hmm.
Chelsea, on the other hand, as well, consistently buying from Brighton. And apart from, I'd say, Robert Sanchez, they've got a very, very good deals when it comes to signing players from Brighton. And Cucurella is no different. I think he's going to be one of the top left backs for many years to come.
Definitely, and yeah, do you know what? The Man City were interested in him just before the Chelsea one. Just before he went to Chelsea. They didn't want to pay over the odds, which I get because now they've got Gavardio, but
Yeah,
they've got Nico O'Reilly that can play there. Obviously, not as good as Cucurella, but they always know how to do business alternative. But you can see why City were interested as well, and it's a great pick from Chelsea. Great pickup from Chelsea for sure. You got a whole back four and two attackers. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Whole midfield to pick, goalkeeper and right wing for you. For me, I've got to pick my sixth player. Uh, I've got three defenders I can pick from left. I've got another midfielder. I've got a right winger I can pick. I've got a goalkeeper I can pick. By the way, I just got the hint from John. I don't know. I just figured out who this is.
I know who
Uh,
it is.
yeah, I know who that is as well. I'm trying to see like because okay, so I've got one player from basically every team. So like I've got one Liverpool player, one Chelsea player, one Newcastle player, one Manchester City player, and one Bournemouth player. So I can pretty much pick anyone still at this
Yeah,
point. I think you can as well, technically.
technically, I
You,
think apart from Newcastle,
yeah,
yeah, I can pretty much go for anyone.
yeah, exactly. And to be fair, you picked two very good players from Newcastle, so it doesn't really matter. Uh, I'm very struggling what I want to actually go for next because if I pick that player, I can't go that player. If I pick that player, I can't go that player. And you've picked the best left back in the league, so I don't even know who the right backs are anymore. I'll be real. Livramento is a very good pick as well. Uh, I'm trying to think of the right backs in the league off the top of my head. I don't want to name any out loud. Well, even though it doesn't matter because you've already picked yours, but I could go with them later. Big up to Kez in the chat. I'm delaying time because I'm struggling to pick who's next. Okay. Oh, this is difficult. You know, it's difficult. It's difficult because I already know who I'm gonna pick in certain positions in it because I don't think they're gonna come up again. But I don't want. I'm thinking, do I take the risk or not? Do I take a risk or not? I just got this as well. That John, that's actually a good pick. John's helped me a lot. I can't lie, John's helped me a lot. Uh and I John, because you put that in the chat, I can pick him later as well. So I'm not. Alright, I'm gonna pick his teammate, Crystal Palace, centre back. I'm going Mark Gay, a man who should have moved to Liverpool,
Yeah,
but they pulled out his contract. So I think that's a good pick from myself, if I do say so myself. Uh, because I could have picked another player from Palace, but it's like I know already how I want to play in it. But Mark Gay, I've rated for a while.
hmm
Obviously, Niddy got his move to Liverpool. Um, the medical last minute, all of that. But very humble guy, very down to earth. He was a very much like life goes on type of person. He knows his contract's up
yeah,
at the end of the season anyway, but he's
yeah,
never really bothered because he's a South London guy. He likes to play football. Great captain and was like took the mentality of being a leader at a very young age. Made his name at Swansea under Steve Cooper. Lost the player final against Brentford, and then Palace bought from Chelsea under Vieira. Ever since then, very consistent. And if Liverpool have Gahey now, I don't think all their problems would be solved. Don't get me wrong, but they would be much stronger because
yeah,
Konate has been struggling at this current moment in time.
yeah. I think that's one of the things I actually like about Margay. He as a player, as obviously as a player, you know that big move's eventually going to come, and
Yeah.
then you notice a lot of players when they don't get that big move, they tend to throw their toys out their pram, and their form drops significantly to the point where you're not even seeing the same player week in week out.
Yep.
But like you said, Mark Gahey, even though he didn't get his move to Liverpool, knows that he's not signing a new deal at the end of the season. Will leave on a free, even though Palace probably won't want him to leave on a free. They'd like to recoup some of the money, but at the same
Hmm.
time, if they can't get him to sign a new deal, he's going to end up going on a free. But the fact that he's managed to take the fact that he hasn't gone to Liverpool on the chin, carried on, continued playing the way he's been playing consistently, and just got on with it, no fuss. I actually like that in players, and definitely 100%. Mark Gahey is one of the best defenders in the league. Probably, as far as England's concerned, one of the best defenders that we've got at this moment in time. Will probably be the starting centre back once England qualify for the World Cup as well. Great pick, 100% great pick. If it weren't for the fact I had Gabby and Van der Ven, I probably would have picked Gahey.
Yeah, and you know what? You made me think about something though about them recouping something about and him going on a free. Palace fans got a lot of hate. Palace in general got a lot of hate about. Well, wouldn't you rather just cash in and not let him go on a free? And like, it's almost like it's not worth it, or whatever. But they're like, bro, he literally won the FA Cup with us. Like, he won the FA Cup with us. Like why would like he's gonna leave a legend regardless.
Yeah,
Like, so if he leaves on a free, it's like, bro, you just gave us our first ever trophy. So that I fully get that because as much as financially, obviously, cool, people be like, oh, it's rather the FA Cup or the money for Gahey. They're gonna live. I'm
yeah.
sure they'll live. Like, they'll be fine. Like, they just won the FA Cup. They're not gonna really care regardless. Gahey's gonna leave. I don't know whether they class him as a legend. It's up to them. But if they class him as a legend, he's going to be a hero regardless. He's going to be thought of highly. He's going to leave on a high note. So it's up to them whether they think he's a legend or not.
He
But yeah,
he could
not
leave on
like
an even higher note if Palace go on to win the Conference League. And if they do go on to win the Conference League, they'll obviously recoup some prize money, use that prize money to go and buy a Gahey replacement. So, like you said, they'll be
facts.
fine.
Yeah, and Palace are financially stable regardless.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But Alfie, your seventh pick. Who are you thinking of next? You got a goalkeeper, three midfielders, and a right winger.
Because I know that the options, there's not really that many options in terms of goalkeeper. I know every team's got at least two goalkeepers.
Mm.
I don't necessarily think there are too many top class goalkeepers in the Premier League. I mean, there's some that are obviously world class. Obviously, you got the likes of the ones at Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and things like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
it slowly starts to fall off as you get lower and lower down the league. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as I'm concerned with this goalkeeper, as far as like consistent form goes, he can drop the odd stinker here and there. But in a one-off game, this guy always turns up, especially in the last two one-off games that he's had. And he also plays for Crystal Palace. It's
Oh,
Dean Henderson.
yeah. Do you know what?
Caps
Fair
off.
enough. Fair enough. Because as much as I don't rate him highly, yeah, I think he is the best. He's probably the best penalty saver goalkeeper in the league. Um, he's definitely improved. He did well at Forest as well on his loan. Uh, in general as well. I think you know what it is. The structure helps him a lot of the defense. Big up Prime every single time. The structure of the defense helps him a lot. But that FA Cup final, bro, that game, he was absolutely insane. Obviously, the people could be like, I could have
Got
conceded another
lucky.
penalty.
Got
Yeah,
very
yeah,
lucky.
of course. But also with the penalty he did come up against, he saved it.
And saved the rebound.
Yep, exactly. And he really right. And to be fair to him, he rises to the occasion because as much as I maintain Pickford does nothing wrong for England and stuff, and for Everton he's very consistent. But uh, if Pickford does get injured, Henderson will rise to the occasion. You know what's so funny? Alfie, how's your uncle? I heard Arteta still wants you to start this weekend, even though you're injured. Prime, wait. Alfie. Wait. Prime, go to the start of the stream.
Yeah, go to the start of the stream,
Go
Prime.
to Prime. Go to the start of the stream. Go to the start of the stream. Go to the 5 minutes in. Go to the 5 minutes in. How many picks per teams? Two picks. Two per team. Two per team. That's the rule for the draft. Two per team. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. But listen, people. Even though if you just clicked on now, this won't be the end of it as well because I've got another idea. If Alfie's down, we're gonna run it again. Yeah, go to the start of the stream and you'll get an explanation of why Alfie is or the current state of Alfie's injury. Let's say. Let's say. But no, Dean Henderson's a fantastic pick, especially like since Glasner's come in as well. He's got the best out of him, hasn't he?
I definitely think there's going to be a selection problem as far as goalkeepers are concerned at the World Cup. I mean, you can take three, and it does look as if the third is going to probably be Trafford. But I think Pickford and Henderson, as your two main goalkeepers going into a tournament, you can't necessarily complain because while they both give you different things as far as goalkeepers are concerned, They both always turn up for their country, or on big occasions. And I think Tuchel's going to have a really big problem as to who he thinks is going to be his starting goalkeeper, even though it will probably end up being Pickford. That the problem of having like selection issues are, if do I go Pickford, do I go Henderson? It's a good problem to have going into a tournament, but obviously you want your goalkeeper set going into a tournament. So I guess it really depends on who has the better season.
I also think Nick Pope is heavily disrespected. Like, I think if we're talking, if Trafford deserves to be there, Pope deserves to be there because Trafford is not going to play, and also Trafford it's just not as good as Pope. like it's just simple as that. Like, and I think if you pick Pope, Henderson, and Pickford, that's a strong three. Like, England don't really have strong keepers like that historically, but right now, if we've got Nick Pope is still playing for England right now, Henderson's playing really well. I'm playing for Newcastle, sorry, right now. Henderson's still playing really well. Pickford is Mr. Consistent himself and is actually heavily disrespected by the media. So that's a good three. That's a good three to take with you. And like you said, it's a good problem. It's not one of them problems where it's like, fucking hell, man. Speaking of fucking hell, Alfie's in crutches. Fucking hell, yeah, Mikel Arteta is a criminal. Can you arrest him? Can you arrest him? It's funny. That's funny.
Go on, I'm overreacting. Go on.
Go on. I'm glad you picked Henderson though, because that means I can rest on my goalkeeper pick later. So I've pretty much mapped out who I want to pick for every single position that I have in my head. But you've obviously got a midfielder and right winger, so do I. You've got three midfielders and right. Those are the only positions, by the way, where we've both got like a pick, like in the same position. So I don't think you were ever going to pick my right winger though, because everyone knows who I'm going to pick at right wing. I'm always going to champion him, and he's one of the few good things about my club. And Mr. Consistent himself, Mr. Legend, Mr. Number 20, Mr. Shaggin' Danny Dyer, like Mr. Long form contract. He's arrested himself out of this club. Mr. Everything, left foot, right foot, like big game player. I can't like scream enough how good this guy is. And it's a blessing that is genuine blessing that he's at my club. I'm genuinely grateful. It's Mr. Jared Bowen. Bowen, Semenyo, Haaland. I am more than happy with that.
No, I hear it. I think Jared Bowen right now is your best player at West Ham. And we've had this discussion many, many times in the sense that you guys overly rely on Bowen to get you out of trouble. And I feel like the more you continue to do that, the more difficult it's going to become going later into the season when points really matter. And, I think it might be the downfall of West Ham if they do end up going down. They'll only have themselves to blame because they haven't got anyone else to rely on in other positions. So I definitely think Bowen is an outstanding pick, very great right winger. That should definitely be on the plane once we get to the World Cup next summer. I don't think England could go to the World Cup next summer and not have Bowen in the squad. I think he provides too much not to pick him.
Facts. How can you not pick Jared Bowen going into the World Cup? And listen, he got picked for the Euros and he didn't fucking play. Like, I don't understand it. Gareth Southgate, you prick. But fully fit. Unfortunately, Bowen doesn't usually get picked for England fully fit. Madueke does. He was getting picked at Chelsea. And he will get picked at Arsenal if he comes back fully fit. Him and Saka. And listen, if he doesn't get called up and West Ham do stay in the league, then cool. Bowen can rest at home. He'll come back better or stronger and try to prove people wrong. But England, I'm just saying, you're missing out on some goals right there. You're missing out on some goals on the wing. And by the way, use him correctly. Don't use him on a fucking touchline all the time. I'm saying this about West Ham as well. If I say Bowen with chalk on his boots.
Bowen's not the sort of winger that hugs the touchline. He likes to move inside. He likes to find those open spaces on the pitch and really capitalise against the defence. He's not a hug the touchline sort of winger. He can cut inside. He can run down the byline, cross the ball in. Like I said, find those intricate spaces in the defense, cause problems, shoot from distance. Has a plethora of different finishes in his arsenal, and overall is a great midfielder and great
Mhm.
winger, and should definitely be picked for England.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's just a legend, mate. He's just a legend. Like I don't understand that. I think it's literally if he didn't play for West Ham and he played for like big six club, people would understand it. But it is what it
Mm.
is. Uh, Alfie, you've got three midfielders and a right winger. Where you going next?
I'm gonna go with the midfield. Um, Simply because there are a lot of midfielders out there, and I kind of want to get a couple of the best ones. I could have gone with a few people, but I think with this pick, I want to round out my Palace picks, and I think you already know who I'm going for. Adam Wharton.
What a pick! I was thinking about him. Like, and I realized, oh fuck, I picked Tonali and Caicedo, but that's one of my favorite players in the league. Like, talk to me about Adam Water, man. How good is he?
He is class. He is definitely. You know when like the timeline of an England midfield is coming to an end, and you're looking
Mm.
ahead to see who the midfield options are going to be going into the next tournaments. You know, like when Gerrard and Lampard retired, you were looking at the likes of Wilshere, Henderson, Ross Barkley, maybe, and vice versa going into the future after that. You had the likes of like a couple of other players as well. I don't really want to name one because I might end up picking him. But
Mm.
when you look at the current England midfield now, they are getting on in years, and obviously you are going to start looking towards the future. I definitely think because of his quality, because of how well he plays in whether it's one-off games or consistently in the league or in cups or in the Conference League as he's been doing with Palace, I think Adam Wharton will definitely be one of the main men in England's midfield in the future after certain players have retired. And again, another example of why clubs should buy players from the Championship because Palace bought him from Blackburn, and look how well he's doing in the Prem.
And Born with It, Wharton is a good nickname. You know why? Because I saw a comp the other day and someone said, like, if you mirror it, make it right footed, it's Michael Carrick. Bro, that's Adam Wharton is the closest thing England have had to Michael Carrick. And like since Michael Carrick retired. England have needed this type of midfielder for time. I know we've got a lot of number 10s, but I've got an unpopular opinion about England. I think if England are smart, you would just go Rice, Wharton, Mainu. The reason why I say that is because Wharton and Mainu are the best on the ball midfielders we have, and Rice is the best ball winner, basically in
Slash
the
ball
world.
carrier.
Yeah, like bro, and Wharton and Mainu can win the ball back. Wharton is very good at winning the ball back as well. Kobe Mainu is one of the best at just floating. Like I think England use number 10 wrong anyway. So like whether it's Palmer, whether it's Foden, whether it's Morgan Rogers, it doesn't matter. I think it should be Mainu, Rice, Wharton if Mainu gets game time.
Do you know what?
Adam Wharton, Elliot Anderson. I'm saying Wharton, but they're two different players and they can play together. And if it's not going to be Kobe Mainu, I'm putting Anderson there.
Do you know what?
You pass it.
Thank you for saying that, Max, because you give me a great idea for the Arsenal career mode. Because I'm trying to get the England job in that, and that picking midfielders is going to be a very, very tough call. So
Mm,
you've given me a great idea for which midfield three I'm going with.
yeah. And do you know what it is? To be fair with this as well, Adam Wharton is a very good ball winner.
Mm,
But it's just that Wharton is like but he's got like the balance of everything.
yeah.
Whereas Rice is like specialized in ball winning. Like
Mm,
Wharton
mm.
is just so but like and the way Wharton tackles as well, it looks so effortless. He would just stick his leg out, win the ball back, and just pass it off. But you won't even notice that he's win the ball back because he's just made the other attack so quick. Like that's how good he is. Again, another product from the championship. Anderson is more of an 8-2. No, he is. He is. Can play in an 8 or a 10. So if for me, I'm still putting it and Mainu, Wharton, Rice. But if Mainu doesn't get game time and he doesn't get called up, put Addison there. Keep it
Yeah,
simple. Palmer, Bellingham, Rice. Not balanced, in my opinion. Not balanced, in my opinion. Bellingham doesn't do enough off the ball to allow him to play with Palmer. And if I'm picking one of the two, I'm playing Palmer because
I think
Palmer
I
has
think
better
that's
final
been a
ball.
lot of England's problem, like going into tournaments, especially in the midfield. I think we want a lot of the bigger name players in the midfield, and overall, I think that's what's cost us in tournaments. I think, like you said, going into a tournament, I think we should go with a balanced midfield. Like, have a ball carrier, have a ball winner, have someone that floats. Rather than just have a whole midfield three that are all guns blazing, trying to do everything on the pitch, leaving spaces for defenses to capitalise on. Instead of that, go with a balanced midfield, like you said, like Mainu, Wharton, Rice, if not Mainu, Anderson. And to be fair, watching the Wales game the other night, I thought Anderson played really, really well. To be fair, I hadn't really watched much of him before he started getting picked for England, but every single time I've seen him play for England, he's always done well.
And despite how shit Forrest have been, he's been their best player.
100%.
We'll get into this another time, Liam Harrison. We'll get into this another time. I really can't be asked to argue about Nuno right now, but big up to yourself, bro. Bellingham needs to drop the pride and just become a ball-winning 8. Big man, just because you're light skin doesn't make you a creative 10. And if that man cannot win the ball to save his life, I'm sorry. If Tuchel would just put down the coke, he'd use Wharton and Rice like we use Jorginho and Kante. Honestly, yeah, if that, just go through it in the back if you really want to. If you're going to do terrorism, go proper terrorism and just put Wharton Rice. Wharton Rice is the pivot. On that football club anymore to be demanded for good football ethics. I never said, which I'm not going to argue about this again, but I've never demanded for good football, and West Ham have never been the club anyway, so not even anymore. We've never been anything. So I'm not, but I'm also not someone who accepts where we are. I'm not doing this, Liam. But yeah, that's the thing with England's midfield as well. What I will say, last thing about this conversation is England don't use their fullbacks enough. So let's say like use a Wharton Rice main in midfield. You could just control it, allow the fullbacks to bomb on it. If England was smart, they would call up Tyrick Mitchell and whichever right back they play, whether it's Trent, James, Tino Livramento, Jed Spence, whoever it is, they can bomb on and go forward and just do their thing. So their left backs could be Mitchell, Lewis Hall, Lewis Skelly. It doesn't matter who it is. Just let the fullback just bomb on,
and then
let the midfielder sit back a bit,
and then have Spence, Livramento, and who else would be a right back option? Trent
and James.
Yeah, but that's if James is fit.
Yeah, but James has been fit all season. So
yeah, but I think that's a common thing with Reece James. He's always like every season. You always get that one player that's due an injury every season, and a pretty big injury. I think we saw it a lot with Harry Kane. Like, he always has like one big injury every season. I think Reece James is similar in that sense. He's always going to get an injury that's going to keep him out for 5-6 weeks. But on his day, on form, and 100% fit, I think Reece James is England's best right back.
But also, Reece James hasn't really got injured since Maresca's been there. So I think it's down to Maresca to maintaining his minutes.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be maintained for the World Cup for sure. And yeah, he's by far the best, England's best left back, just in terms of balance. He probably won't be able to bomb on as much as he should, but I think with Harry Kane as well, he hasn't been injured for a while since that Pochettino. Pochettino was another one since they've ran his players into the ground. And yeah, Reece has been fit all calendar year. That's because of Maresca, and Palmer must start at 10, drop the bomb, don't bring him to the World Cup. I think a
lot of the problem with Reece James and picking Reece James is when England like to attack, obviously we go with the back four, but when we like to attack and we're on the ball, we move to a back three. And that's either if the left back's bombing forward, you have, I don't know, Carl Walker playing at right back. He can then move into the back three alongside Gahey, Konza, whoever's playing at centre back, and they make a back three. I don't necessarily think Reece James can do that. If he can play at right back, play at centre back, I'm not too sure.
He can. He's played there before. Okay, especially if it's a right of a three. Like, he's played there multiple times before. And also, he's good at defending wide areas. He's good 1v1. That's basically at this part of his career. It's basically his natural position. Only because, to be fair to Reece James, the only reason why he doesn't bomb on forward anymore is because it might aggravate a big hamstring injury that rules him out because of the amount of demanding it does for his running. And as I said earlier, Mitchell should have been England's starting left back at the fucking Euros, and he hasn't got an appearance since. I don't think. I don't understand how Mitchell doesn't get pulled up.
Who was our starting left back at the Euros? Trippier. I don't think we had one. Oh, it was Trippier.
Bro, fuck me, Trippier. We've been serious here. And then fucking what's it called? Luke Shaw played against Yamal, bro, in the final, unfully fit when he was still eating Burger King. Like, yeah, Reece can invert as well because he can play midfield. Reece used to play midfield years ago. Years ago. Trippier and Shaw played left back at the Euros. Yeah, Trippier played left back and Trippier Walker. I know a lot of people were shit for England, but Trippier and Walker were probably the worst.
Yeah.
Like that, the fullbacks were so shit. Like the only good players, to be fair, at like were at England in the Euros probably Walker, not Walker, fucking hell, Watkins, Palmer, Pickford, Gay,
Saka.
Stones, and Saka and that one game that Esri Konsa played, where he played against Switzerland. Like those were the only good players. Like Rice, Bellingham, fucking Kane, Foden were all shit. And to be fair, with Saka, what I will say, Saka turned up, but I would say Saka turned up at the end, and in the final he weren't that good either. But Saka turned up for like 2-3 games, in my opinion. Well, Mainu was good. I thought Mainu was good as well, but
I think as soon as
not
we
me.
swapped out, I think it was Henderson that we swapped out of the midfield and put Mainu in there. I think we were a lot better as far as midfield was concerned because we had a player like Mainu who could provide the link up. You had Rice who could like break down the midfield of the opposition. I definitely think this summer we need to go with a much better team and we need to be a lot more attacking. 100%.
I just think we need to be balanced, and also I just don't. I've said this about multiple England managers before. Don't pick the big names just because they're big names. Pick the balance of the fucking team. That's why teams do the best.
We don't
That's why.
have we don't have the what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? We don't have the selection opportunity that like a Spain team had. We don't have a midfield of Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta. A midfield that's all round balanced and high quality. So I think we just need to go for, instead of just going for quality and trying to get as many big names in the team as possible, go for a balanced midfield and a midfield that can break down play, provide link up, and get the goals.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I know what's gonna happen. I don't give a fuck about the World Cup though. Like the reason why I say that, and people are gonna be like, "What?" I know what's gonna happen. First of all the games are fucking midnight. All the games are at midnight anyway, because obviously it's in America. I get it.
Like,
I'm
my
not
sleeping
complaining.
pattern's gonna be fucked.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not complaining about the kickoffs because why are they not moved the kickoffs? Because the fucking World Cup's not here, so I get it. But fucking hell, I really do not give a shit. I've not. Well, I cared about 2018. I cared about the last World Cup, but the last World Cup was in the winter, so I didn't feel it like usual. I know what's gonna happen with England. It's gonna be the same. Beat the small nations, not play well. Bellingham or Kane will score a last minute winner. As soon as we come up against the big fucking nation, you get played off the park like we always fucking do.
See, that's a lot of the thing that I've said about England is, especially when we're going into qualification, going into a tournament, we're always put against the smaller teams, the likes of Albania, San Marino, Gibraltar, all these smaller nations that aren't necessarily giants in terms of international football. So when we slap them up, everyone's caught in the hype, thinking we're going to go on and win the World Cup. They'll start tweeting it's coming home, and then as soon as we come up against a Germany, a France, a Holland, an Argentina, we get found out because we
Yep,
haven't got that experience of playing against big nations in qualification.
yep.
Like we need that test, and we haven't got it.
And every year we fall for the same shit over and over again. I like how Tuchel dropped Trent and Bellingham from the squad. Big name, sure, but for balance they don't work. But a joy is Trent is still needed for me, but just you don't have to start him. Like Trent is still needed just because of his pass and maybe like at the end of a game, for example, bring on Trent to like change the game up. Bring on Bellingham to get a late goal. They don't need to start. They need to be. I think they should still be in the squad for like because England aren't that guy. But like they don't need to start at all. Like if you can't start Trent against Mbappe, you can't start Trent against Vinny. I know Vinny hasn't been great, but it's still Vinicius. You can't. Are Georgia in the World Cup?
I think so.
If they are, you can't start them against Kvaratskhelia. Like, you know what I mean? You can't start Trent against any of these men. You can't even start Trent against fucking Semenyo. Against Ghana. If England come up against Ghana, you'll be finished. So Reece James, stay in the freezer like Han Solo, bruv. Stay in the freezer like Han Solo in the fridge. If not, then Jed Spence, Livramento. It's your calling, my friends. It's your calling. All right, I'm gonna go back. Let's go back to the draw. Fucking hell. This is what England does to us. Right. How about did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8? If I picked 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
pick
picked 7.
7.
So it's my turn. Okay. So I could go left back, right back, midfielder, goalkeeper. I'm gonna pick a midfielder. And you were speaking about Palace, right? Adam Wharton, all of that. Well, I'm gonna pick a player that used to play for Palace. Genuinely has been one of my favorite players in the Premier League since he joined because I watched him at QPR and West Ham should have signed him. I go on about this all the time. And even though he is at Arsenal now, he's still one of my favorite players in the Premier League. Uh, fuck Tottenham. Barry Eze.
You can hear him crying down the lane.
Yeah. Barry Eze. That completes my midfield with Eze, Caicedo, Tonali. I needed a creative player. I needed a number 10 sort of player, even if it's in a 4-3-3. The left of a 4-3-3, a Barry Eze is there for me. Yeah, I had to. It was either going to be him or, yeah. Just read out the teams again. So far, I've got Gay Van Dijk, Tonali, Caicedo, Eze, Bowen, Haaland, Semenyo. Alfie has Henderson, Livramento, Van de Ven, Gabriel Cucurella, Wharton, Ekatike, and Gordon. Those are the teams so far. And it's Alfie's turn. Ninth pick, I think.
And I'm going to round off the front three.
Mm-hmm.
He's not necessarily been at his best at the start of this season, but he is undoubtedly one of the best right wingers in the league, if not Europe. They call him the Egyptian King. It's Mo Salah.
Yeah, he's been terrible this season, but at the end of the day, it's still Mo Salah.
Definitely. I
Still
think
Mo Salah.
the fact that Liverpool haven't exactly made the best start to the season, yes, they are in the top 4. And even though they've had a couple of losses over their past couple of games, their past few games, if you count the game in the Champions League, Salah's not really had the best start. But like you said, it is Mo Salah, a player that can create magical moments out of nothing, can spin defenders like Beyblades, put the ball in the top bins like it's no man's business, and can perform on the biggest stage, which he's done for many, many years. And what else needs to be said about Mo Salah?
Yeah, exactly. He missed the inevitable at the end of the day. He'll probably turn up at some point in the season where, yeah, it's gonna happen. If you're smart, play somebody on the right, Greenish should have left. No one's picked Greenish. I was thinking about picking him for like the left centre mid role where like he could just roam like Eze. I was tempted to just do that so he could like roam in a 10 and stuff, but I've got Jared Bowen. I've got Bowen and Semenyo, so I am more than happy with my picks right now. I am more than happy with him right now. So yeah, my next pick out of fullbacks and goalkeeper right now. Where do I go next? Well, I can pretty much pick who I want because Alfie's picked all those players in those positions. But I'm gonna start with the world class pick of Alisson and goal. I needed to complete my spine properly. And I haven't picked another Liverpool player, I do not think. So I'm going Alisson and goal. Alisson and Van Dijk as my Liverpool picks. I'm happy with that because Liverpool are fucking shit right now. So, yeah, Alisson and goal. He's probably been their best player so far this season, I have to say. If it wasn't for him against Crystal Palace, Palace would have won that game a lot earlier. And Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. One of the best goalkeeper in the league, in my opinion, and has been that for many, many years.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
Raya indeed.
even I didn't pick David Raya because I know how like flip floppy this guy can be. Like,
Yeah.
Man's more off his line than a sniffhead that's just come out of rehab. I've said this many, many times. David Raya so far off his line so many times, always gets caught out, and it still doesn't make sense to me to this day. And that's the main reason why I didn't pick David Raya.
And Alfie's been very consistent at David Rice. I didn't really expect it to be. And to be fair, Alfie's got another Arsenal pick left if he wants to, as well. And there's two centre mid spots left for Alfie. Alfie, who's your first centre midfielder?
Yeah, I think you already know who I'm going for.
I don't.
You did say I've got another Arsenal pick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Rice, baby. What else needs to be said about Declan Rice? I think he's one of our most consistent players. Even when the rest of the team's not having a good game, you can always count on Declan Rice to turn up. Even when he's being played out of his natural position, he still gets the job done. Can break through defensive lines, can shoot from distance, and that's not really a trait that you see from many Arsenal players recently. But Declan Rice is one of those players that will happily let the ball fly from 30 yards out like it's no problem. And for that reason, that's why I've gone with Rice in my midfield. I think I'm fit right now. I'm thinking of using Rice and Wharton as a double pivot.
Well, I hear that, but obviously you got to stay with a 4-3-3. But I hear it in possession, innit? In possession,
Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, because for me, Tonali and Caicedo is going to be similar. It's going to be similar still. I've got to pick fullbacks, and as John hinted at, I might as well pick him now. Gay's uh, teammates. One of the most consistent right backs over the past 2 years now that he's been there at his club, Crystal Palace. Plays at wing back, but can defend really well. I trust him in a forward back. And when I was thinking right backs, he slipped my mind. But he's also can score a goal if I really want him to. If I really want him to, he can score a goal. Very good crosser, very good defender. Daniel Munoz, solid player, great tackler
very
as well.
very good player. I think when I think of Munoz, I think of that FA Cup final performance. Just him bombing up and down that right hand side, consistently putting the ball into the box, creating chances. Would have got the second in that game if it weren't denied for offside, but very, very good pick at right back and 100% is probably one of the best players in his position.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh, your last pick, your last midfielder to complete the team.
See, the thing is, I don't know whether I want to go with a player that's necessarily a centre midfielder and round out as a midfield of three CMs,
Mm.
or do I want to pick two quote unquote centre midfielders slash DMs and go with a 10 and a cam? You know what? I am gonna go with a four midfielders, centre midfielders, and if he'd have played for Arsenal a few years ago when we were doing this draft, I wouldn't have been able to pick him because I've already got my Arsenal picks. But he plays for Sunderland now, so it's cool. Granit Xhaka.
Okay, fair enough. So you're gonna let your fullbacks bob on then?
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say a lot of creativity, but your fullbacks are the creativity in it.
yeah,
Xhaka, Water, Rice. Yeah, Xhaka's been again. He's one of the. It's a bit like Henderson, where they've gone to a smaller club, but they are the leader. They've brought the mentality through, and if they're gonna
yeah,
stay up, it's gonna be because he's played a big part.
definitely. And the fact that the whole situation with Granit Xhaka came full circle, we wanted him out. Fans were sending his family death threats, and he was telling the fans to fuck off after that Palace game. But then after Arteta came into the team, sorted things out at the time, and Granit Xhaka, like everything went full circle with him. Left as a quote unquote hero. We miss him, and let's be real. Since he's left, there's not really been that link up in the midfield between a Xhaka like player and Martinelli down the left hand side. Because I think a lot of people noticed that when Xhaka was in that last season that he was at Arsenal, he was having that link up with Martinelli, playing the ball through to him on the left. And while Rice was, I think, meant to be that replacement, hasn't necessarily been that replacement. He's been a completely different player entirely. But Xhaka, 100%, he's got to go in my team. There's no doubt. And I completely agree with what you said in the sense that if our Sunderland are going to stay up, it's going to be because of his mentality and his leadership.
Yeah. To complete my team, I need a left back. I was struggling to think of left backs. I was thinking Who the fuck am I gonna pick? The roster of left backs have fallen off. But I realised I've got some left backs at home. I'm gonna pick Mr. Wing Mirrors. I like to call him. I like to call him Mr. Wing Mirrors because his ears are fucking huge. But I think there's a real. I think if you're a left back, your ears have to be huge
Yeah.
because it makes sense going forwards or going backwards. It just makes sense. You have to look like your ears have to look huge. You have to have like a massive forehead if you're a centre back. Like you have to have like massive hands if you're a goalkeeper. You have to have some form of autism to be world class. Some things just make sense. They just do. And I like this guy. He's been great for us, despite how shit we are. Defensive wise, attacking wise. He's got a lot of assists already, despite the fact that we haven't scored many goals. Mr. El Hajj Malik Diouf. I love him. I think he's class. Big up Alfie. By the way, my club Plunkets are in the semi-final this Saturday.
Big up Plunkets, bruv. Gaelic football team. Shout out to PFC for putting me on Plunkets. Big up them for reaching the semi-final.
But is this a profile picture from now, bro?
Yeah, it might be, you know. These guys are too quick with it.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know. You look angry. We haven't ranted once this whole stream. Like,
it's my foot, man. That's why I look angry.
Okay, so I'm gonna share the team. So we're gonna start with Alfie's team. This is Alfie's team at the end. Henderson in goal. Back four of Livramento, Van der Ven, Gabriel, and Cucurella. Midfield three of Granit Xhaka, Adam Wharton, and Declan Rice. Front three of Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike, and Anthony Gordon. Forgive the specific position. I just picked where it was like the slot and whatever. So whatever like thing you want to do. That is Alfie's team. Alfie, happy with it?
I'm actually happy with the team. I think it's well rounded. I think there's a lot of good players in good positions. I definitely think there's a couple of players that you've picked that I would have liked in my team, but I obviously didn't think of them. I kind of had my players already thought of before I went into my next pick, so I kind of already knew who I wanted to pick. So I didn't necessarily think of the players that you had picked. So I'm overall happy with my team, and I just hope that they can get the job done if they ever play a match.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna show my team now once I get rid of this stupid advert. Yep, this is my team. My team is Alison Becker in goal, Daniel Munoz, Mark Gahey, Virgil van Dijk, and Malik Diouf in the back four. Midfield three of Tonali, Caicedo, and Eze. Front three of Bowen, Haaland, and Semenyo. I'm happy with this team. I can't lie. I do think I could have picked a couple better players in certain positions, but I don't care. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, especially with the balance of the quality on the day and the players that are on form. I think it's a very good team. So let us know when you guys want who has the better teams. Alfie, I've got a challenge if you're down for a longer episode.
Yeah.
I say we run it again, but we can't pick the players we've already picked. So we do a round two, basically. I say that's a challenge. Well, you down?
Yeah, I'm down.
This is Saka at left back. Big up Sheelan. Mike's what about Warcraft? Fuck's sake.
All
right.
If you do just let me go toilet quickly, I'll be happy to do it again.
Calm. Go toilet, bro.
Insert crutches.
Keep smashing the likes, people. So yeah, let us know who had the better teams. Out of me and Alfie. I think we picked some good teams, but if no top six club as well, we're probably not going to do that. But we could do that another time with no top six club current Prem teams. We can do that just as its own draft itself. But because we picked like the likes of Munoz, the likes of Bowen, the likes of Tonali, Gordon, etc., it's going to be even more difficult as it is. But we're going to run it again. To be fair, there was no Aston Villa players, surprisingly. I don't think. Funny enough. There was only one Bournemouth player, no Brighton players. But big up to Stephen Evening or Everton fans. I feel looking like Bobby Boucher from the Waterpoint jersey on fuck's sake. But it's going to be difficult next one for sure. It's going to be difficult. Villa have been shite. But we haven't really picked them just on form, to be fair. Because if we're picking them on form, I don't think Alfie would have picked Salah. To be fair. To be fair, my team ends up being quite decent on form. But at the same time, I'm happy with the teams. I'm happy with the teams. I'm definitely gonna tweet these out and see, who had the better team and shit like that as well. Who had the better team? But it's gonna be interesting because I feel like we're actually gonna struggle with this one because round two there are a lot of players, like a lot of players that we could have picked beforehand. I've already thought of a few now, like I could have picked this guy, I could have picked this guy, I could have made this team a lot better, etc. But that's why I'm gonna run it for round two because I did actually think the first round would take an hour or whatever. But I guess it's because of you guys, the chat in it. Lenny Yoro should be in that team. I think Lenny Yoro's a good player, but like he's not the first centre back that came to my head. Definitely out. He's definitely not like top 4 centre backs in the league either. So like he will be. He will be one day if Man United fix up. But not right now. Not right now. Especially with the centre backs are on form. I do like him though. I do like him. He's not even the first Man United centre back on form that I picked. Probably picked the Ligt, to be honest with you. But we'll see in it. Cripple Boy's back. But let's run it again.
So when you say obviously we can't pick the players that we've already picked, does that mean that we can't say I can't go for Semenyo and you can't go for Wharton? Is that like those players?
Yeah, neither of us can go for them.
All
of they're completely off the table for both of us.
Okay.
So that's what makes it more difficult now. Let me just set this up real quick because I'm just building new tabs just so I can. But see, Bilic has been linked to Rangers. Oh my god, what the fuck?
See, I saw that Gerrard was linked to the Rangers job but pulled out.
Yeah, because they didn't think it was the right time. But the weird thing about that is like they haven't they've left it as like it could be done in the future. Like again, that they have no belief in whoever their next manager is.
It's like why wouldn't you? Like I understand that Gerrard had a hard time and had a difficult time with Villa and obviously had a difficult time in Saudi with Al Ettifaq. But as far as Rangers are concerned, he's their most successful manager of recent times. Yes, I know Van Bronckhorst got them to a Europa League final after Gerrard left, but as far as league titles are concerned, Gerrard's been the most successful.
He has been.
So it makes sense.
Yep. By the way, for this, we're going to stick with the 4-3-3 just because we did 4-3-3 the previous time. So it only makes sense to do that again. But rock, paper, scissors, who goes first?
Let's do it.
On shoot, yeah?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yes.
Looks like you're going first.
I stuck with scissors all the time. I don't actually think. I just think, cool, I'll go scissors. I don't actually think. But yeah, we're gonna start again. But yeah, Bilic to Rangers is weird because they've been linked with McKenna. They've been linked with Potter. Funny enough, they've been linked with Danny Rowe from Sheffield. When they used to be Sheffield Wednesday manager as well. I think McKenna would be the best pick, but I don't know whether they can entice him right now. He's not that Rangers is the bigger job. Just he's comfortable at Ipswich, and he's got a good chance of going back into the Prem. Meanwhile, Rangers is a bit of a struggle right now. Very underachieving. Russell Martin is shit. Okay, this is difficult now. I've got to think about. I've actually got the players here up on my screen still. So if you have picked, me and you do pick the same player, I can just bring it up. So don't need to worry about all of that extra thinking. I'm trying to think of the best player, just in general, because I'm not even thinking about. I'm going to pick him basically because I think he's probably one of the better players that hasn't been picked yet. So I'm going to start right wing. I'm going to go Bukayo Saka because we had Bowen and Salah before. So I think it's a bit of an injustice if I don't pick Saka. So
yeah,
I might as well. Yeah, Bukayo Saka. He hasn't started the season well, like necessarily in terms of like injuries stuff. He hasn't played badly either, but it's just like I'm just going to pick the best players, and we're going to pick the team that fits. So, Bukayo Saka has to be picked for me, just in terms of general consistency as well. So, yeah, I'm picking Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, definitely think from an Arsenal perspective, yes, I don't necessarily think he started the season well. He's had a lot of injuries, but at the same time, he has had a couple of goals this season. Bear in mind, a few of them have been pens. But I think as the season goes on, depending on whether he stays fit, he might have a better season going forward. But for now, hasn't necessarily had the best start to the campaign. So from an Arsenal perspective, I'm just hoping that he can build on that in terms of the future. But I would have loved to have had Saka in my team. Obviously, can't go for him now, but it is what it is. But I'm going to start my team, and I'm going to go with the midfield,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go with Bruno Guimaraes. I think apart from
Yeah.
Tonali, I think he's definitely one of Newcastle's best players and provides a lot in that midfield. He's obviously got the captain's armband. I think that clearly shows how highly he's rated by Newcastle. And again, like we said about Tonali, if Newcastle do have that drop off this season, it won't be as bad because they've got Tonali and Guimaraes in the midfield. So that is why I've gone with Bruno.
Yeah, very good pick. Very good pick. Another one of like just the best players that we didn't pick from the last time. And I'm gonna stick with the theme of best players that we haven't picked from last time. Now, Saka always gets into a debate with certain other players because you like everyone's fucking lazy when it comes to comparisons online. But luckily in this 4-3-3 you can do what the fuck you want because tactically it's very flexible. So I think these two players can play together. Funny enough. Uh, I'm going to pick Chelsea's very own Cole Palmer.
You bastard.
You were thinking a minute. You were
I
thinking a
was
minute.
thinking of Cole Palmer. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking of Cole Palmer for my last team. And as soon as you said we're going to run it again, but we can't pick the same players, I was like, okay, I might pick Palmer this time. But now I can't even pick him.
Oh, fuck's sake. That, and also, you probably wanted him for the right wing in it because I put Saka.
It was either going to be the right wing or I was going to play him in the 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm put him right of the three so that he can get into spaces and just thread the ball to Saka. So I'm liking my start so far, I can't lie. But what's your second pick?
I'm going up front.
Okay.
And I think you're going to know exactly who I'm going for.
Yeah.
No one cared who he was till he put on the mask. Victor Gyökeres. Yes, divides opinion about whether he's going to go on and bag the goals that everyone expects him to bag. But I think if we play to his strengths and play and build the team and the system around him and putting the ball in behind for him to get the goals that he needs, I think he'll do really well. And that's the main reason why I've picked Victor Gyökeres. I think just a brilliant striker in my opinion. And yeah, what else needs to be said?
We'll see if he's a brilliant striker. He ain't done fuck all yet. But at the same
Yeah,
time, I don't think that's his fault. I'll be real. I think that's your fault.
yeah.
I've said this multiple times. I think stylistically he doesn't fit. I think, yeah, I just think Gyökeres doesn't fit Arsenal. But I'm not going to cuss him. I'm going to cuss you lot because this is your fault. It's not his fault. In my opinion, I think people should be going at Arsenal more than Gyökeres because like, unless you're going at Arsenal fans who are hyping him to the glory. Obviously, you are in this crowd, unfortunately, my friend, because this is part of your brand. But at the same time, you actually understand football, so you've criticized him against West Ham. You've criticized him as well when it needed to. I think I've said this multiple times when people like Gyökeres and the other signings that have signed for the big six clubs that haven't signed for Premier League. They need time. They need time. I'm going to give them time. Personally, you're not going to get time at Arsenal because it's Arsenal, but I'm personally going to give you time before I judge you. Uh, just like other like people that are being called flop straight away. So that's just my opinion. But speaking about underperforming Swedish strikers that made a move this summer, I'm going to go with Alexander Isak. They both flopped today. They both lost to Kosovo. You got to be a shit manager if you got Gyökeres and Isak up front and you lost to Kosovo. I don't know who the Swedish manager is, but sack him. Like you
I'm
got
so,
Isak and Gyökeres up front.
I'm sorry. All I can think of was that picture of him doing his medical at Liverpool, and people were clowning, saying comparing him to Starving Marvin from South Park.
Mm. But yeah, it's just you and AJ, isn't it? Gyökeres and Isak.
I mean, Jun called me Mustafi.
Yeah, Mustafi and Abab. Yeah.
I feel offended.
Speaking of Isak, big up AJ. Why did someone choose my face as profile pic? Bloody hell. That was John. That was John. And I just guessed who that was, by the way. Joe Nods. Alfie, who's your third pick?
I'm going to go with another midfielder.
Right?
I think, other than the one that you picked, I definitely think he's one of Chelsea's best midfielders. Definitely one of the best midfielders in the league, in my opinion. Yes, he has been accused of racism, but
He is racist.
that definitely doesn't take away from his playing ability. I'm going with Enzo Fernandez.
You put him right next to a Brazilian. You're sure they're not going to punch each other up?
I think I might have to put a midfielder, put a 10 in there just as a go between.
You might have to, You might have to. But no, Enzo's a good player. I think. To be fair, what's it called? He doesn't perform to his best of abilities all the time, but it's not like a. For example, I've never put him in the same tier as Caicedo because Caicedo's different kind of like consistency. Same with Declan Rice, different kind of consistency for me. But with Enzo, when he's on his day, genuinely, as you said, one of the best midfielders in the league. Like he can dictate play. He can dictate play. Good at box crashing. Can make good runs into the box. Good passing. Very good passing range in general. Can find a space when you need him to, especially if you're running it behind. And he's a World Cup winner.
Yeah, I think he got a lot of criticism when he first joined Chelsea. Obviously, he was one of the first players that Chelsea bought for 100+ million. Got a lot of criticism for that. Is he going to live up to that price tag? And yes, he's had a couple. He may have had a couple of stinkers in his first 6 months at Chelsea, but since then he's kicked on, been consistent. Obviously, played a big part in them winning the Conference League last season. I think he got a goal in the final, if I'm correct. I should be correct. I watched the game. But but yeah, definitely think Enzo is one of the best midfielders in the league right now, which is why I put him alongside Guimaraes.
Well, none of us have picked a defender yet. And I was thinking when I looked back at my team, how did I not pick this guy? Like how? How did I not pick him? Uh, I'm gonna complete my Arsenal picks and go for the changing room merchant, uh, Mr. Willie, uh, Willie Saliva. As much as I'm slandering him right now, he's actually a good player. But and especially with the players that we haven't picked, ended up picking Gay because I thought I was going to pick two Arsenal players later. Ended up only picking Eze. So I kind of fucked up on that. Uh, and obviously you picking Gabriel, me picking Van Dijk. I'm surprised Saliba didn't go under the thing. But then again, you completed your Arsenal picks as well by picking Declan Rice. So instead of drafted, you can only pick two players per team. So I thought I'd complete my Arsenal ones early. I'd go with Willie. When you go 6 months without a haircut, it's not fun. That's reference to this picture. Did your barber get deported? What? You that German shithouse in your team. I can. Well, quick spoiler: Fulkrug is not playing, and we've got Isak and Gyökeres in the team. I know they just got Kosovo'd, but Fulkrug is injured. Fulkrug got injured again on international break, so that sums him up. That sums him up. Callum Marshall, you must play. You must play. Personally, I don't rate Enzo Fernandez at all. And to be honest, yes, John, you are right. Yeah, but at all means like he's shit, but he's not shit player. Like even
He's
if he's
not.
like not Chelsea level, he's still a good player,
Yeah.
and he's still better than a lot of players in this league. So it is what it is. But Alfie, back to you, my friend. Who's your fourth pick?
I'm gonna go right wing, and
As you do.
I'm gonna go with the player that used to play for West Ham and has actually been doing quite well at Spurs, and
Mm.
of course got Ghana qualified for the World Cup. It is of course Mohamed Kudus. I think Kudus. I think he is for what it's worth. I think he is a very very good player. I just think towards the end of his time at West Ham, he just couldn't be asked in the sense that they weren't getting European football. He obviously wanted European football, wasn't going to get that at West Ham, and you could just see that he was playing like he didn't care. Obviously, got sent off against Tottenham in the first game last season, and just moped about the pitch like he really didn't give a shit. Seems to have found a new lease of life at Spurs. Whether that will continue, time will tell. But for now, he's been doing really well, which is why I've gone with him at right wing.
I think Kudus, as I know people are gonna say, "Oh, West Ham were wrong. West Ham's best player, Max is wrong. Max said he was shit." Um, Kudus has done everything I expected him to do. He's only scored his first goal against Leeds, and he's a counter-attacking player. He'll run again. He'll run with space. If we're gonna praise goals against Leeds, then okay, there's a lot of players we can praise. But I think he started well. I think he started well. I think he's been one of the better players. I think Tottenham rely on him too much uh, for creativity. So to be fair, I think he's done well considering the fact that Tottenham, even though they are third, haven't actually been that good when you look at them in terms of like watching them and stuff. But yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Anything else I will say, people are going to call me biased and salty. Um, Speaking of Tottenham, again, another person that I probably should have picked in the last one. I'm going to do what Alfie did and make a North London Forever centre back partnership but go right footed. I'm picking the shithouse himself. Christian Romero, who actually is kind of disrespected based on reputation and rep, rather than the fact that he hasn't got a red card in a while. So really since the Conte era. And despite playing in the horrific highlight of Ange Postecoglou, I don't think he got a red card. So it was mainly a system thing that baited him out at the time of the three in the back system. And I think Romero has been one of Tottenham's best players for a long while. And I think that, again, as I referred to with Van de Ven earlier, great centre back partnership. Great centre back partnership, I have to say. So Van de Ven and Romero make sense to me, but Romero and Saliba also make sense to me. People could say two right footers. It doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because obviously the last draft, me being predominantly left-footed, I went with two left-footed centre-backs. This draft, you being predominantly right-footed, you've gone with two right-footed centre-backs. So, in a way, it kind of makes sense. But
I'm just picking the best players I can pick. I'll be real.
Right, my next pick. I'm going to round out the front three. Obviously, I've gone with Kudus and Gyökeres so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with this one simply because I've got a feeling you're going to try and pick him later on. But I'm going to go with another one of West Ham's best players. I'm going Crescencio Somerville.
Okay, yeah, you caught me.
I think apart from Bowen, Somerville has definitely been one of your best players. Yeah, definitely. Apart from Bowen and Juff, I think Somerville has been really, really good, especially that Everton game just before the international break. Even the commentators had said it that every time Somerville got the ball on the left-hand side, it looked like he was going to go on and do something. It almost looked as if you guys were going to go on and score. Fair enough, you didn't, but the creativity that Somerville has, the pace, the technical ability, it all adds up going into a player. And I guess that is my main reason for picking Somerville. I think he's a brilliant player, and with time, he'll get even better.
Jonathan, the more you say that, the more I don't want to pick him. That'll be.
I don't want a player that's going to turn up hungover.
Nah, fuck that. He's been fantastic, and it was the fact he's at New Lease of Life as well. And I do want to pick him, but because John is saying this shit, I don't want to pick him anymore. I don't want to. I don't just pick him just because someone in the chat said it. But I might pick it. I might consider it later on, bro. Because Greenish has been amazing for Everton. Yeah. And even on the wing, it depends which left back I pick as well. Because I'm thinking tactically. Because if Greenish is going to play, I want a left back that's going to overlap all the time. And I was going to pick him in the midfield three, but I've already picked Palmer, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pick Palmer and Greenish in the fucking midfield three. I'm not a terrorist. But yeah, Somerville, that was actually who I wanted. Yes, you're right. That is who I wanted on the left wing.
Well, I mean, you picked Palmer, so I had to get you back for that one.
And I should have picked my boy, Somerville. Should have picked my boy, man. Fuck's sake. Alright, I don't know where I'm going to go next. I could go...
I need to start looking at the defense because I've gone attacking with this one. Haven't picked a defender so far. So
yeah, I can't like John. Fuck you. I'm not picking Grealish because I just thought of someone else. I'm picking someone who's actually I don't actually rate him. Not before the season I didn't rate him. But he's shown enough improvement to be one of the key players towards his team. Has shown end products has been their best winger and been one of the best wingers in the league this season on the left hand side, and I need someone with pace as well. Because I've got Saka's not blistering with pace. He's pacey, but he's not pacey. And Somerville was the player I wanted. So I'm going to pick someone similar in Jeremy Doku.
Fair.
That's my front three. Doku, Isak, Saka. That's who I... Listen, I'm happy with that front three. I wanted
Yeah.
Grealish in it, but John, you're pissing me off. I'm joking, but no, I needed someone pacey in it. I needed someone pacey. If I didn't pick Palmer, I would have picked Grealish. If Alfie picked Palmer before me, I would have gone Grealish in midfield three. I just let Grealish roam. No Madueke pick? No.
Like to be fair, I didn't actually think of Madueke.
Would you pick Madueke over Kudus?
Probably not.
Fair enough.
I think Kudus provides more than Madueke, and as an Arsenal fan, that does hurt to say because Kudus plays for Spurs. But truth is truth, and while Madueke has got good one-on-one ability, he doesn't really do much with it. I've seen him in various games that he's played for Arsenal so far where he'll take on a player one-on-one, get past him, and not progress with the ball. He'll stop, turn back, pass instead of continuing on with the run. Whereas Kudus, I feel like he would continue on that run after he gets past the one-on-one. So I guess that's the main reason why I didn't go with Madueke. But moving on to my next pick, and I haven't gone with a defender.
Yeah, you got your whole back four, goalkeeper, and the midfielder.
I'm going to go with a centre-back for this one.
Right.
And to be surprisingly enough, I don't think either of us have picked a player from Man City yet.
I just picked Doku.
Oh, you've just picked Doku. Well, last draft, none of us picked a player from City.
I picked Haaland.
Oh.
0 for 2 there, Alfie.
0 for 2. But yeah, I haven't picked a player from City.
You haven't.
So 2-1. I'm going to go with Maya Jama's boyfriend.
Okay, fair enough.
Ruben Diaz. I think alongside Van Dijk, on his day, I think Ruben Diaz is one of the best centre-backs in the league. Has dropped the odd clanger here and there, the odd stinker, but like I said, on his day, puts in a shift, has a really good performance, and is a solid defender when things need to be done. He does everything that needs to be done as far as the defender's concerned, similar to Van Dijk in that way. So yeah, Ruben Diaz, first centre-back.
Yeah, I've always rated Ruben Diaz. He's always been Man City's best defender, him and Stones overall. So I've always rated him, body on the line and stuff like that as well. Always puts his face in front of the ball, trying to block everything. I do think Maya Jama is building into the relationship theory, if I do say so myself, and that's not a good thing. But so I do think they need to break up if they're going to win the league, guaranteed. But Ruben Diaz, class player, man, class player, and was a very good replacement for Company. Never going to be as good, but you're never really going to get as good a Company if Man City was. But
definitely not forehead wise.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, he's bald anyway. Kristanov is better, not as a centre back. He's barely played there yet, but Kristanov has been great. He has been great, and he's still on the table. But overall this season, Kristanov has been City's best defender. If we're talking just this season, because you haven't gone with the defender, many defenders, you haven't gone with fullback. I need a left back as well. I need fullbacks. I've just thought of this left back because we talked about him earlier, and I picked 2 Crystal Palace players last time. I'll pick another one. I'm going Tyrick Mitchell. I've always liked Tyrick Mitchell. I think that's a good left hand side. Little Mitchell Doku left hand side. I'm happy with that. I'm also struggling to pick midfielders right now because I've only got one in my head, and I haven't really got a 6 in my head. And yeah, I'm struggling. So Tyrick Mitchell. I'm happy with that.
See, the thing is, now that you've picked Tyrick Mitchell, I definitely think I'm going to struggle as far as left backs are concerned. I don't think there's that many quality left backs.
Tactics.
Huh?
Tactics.
Tactics. But I'm gonna complete my midfield, and instead of going with a full midfielder, centre midfielders, I'm gonna go with a 10 this time, and to split up both Guimaraes and Enzo. I'm going to go with my first Man United pick. Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
Now, I know this. I know Bruno gets a lot of criticism, and to be fair, it is granted. He does like to strop a lot. He does like to complain. But I feel like when it comes to Man United, whenever they need him, he's kind of always there to get them out of trouble, whether it's a last-minute penalty win or an assist last minute to get a goal, an equaliser. He kind of gets them out of trouble quite a lot. And for that reason, I think that's the main reason why I've gone with Bruno Fernandes. That, and he's multilingual. I think he speaks a little bit of Spanish, can speak Portuguese as well, being from Portugal. He can he can he can be that go between Guimaraes and Enzo. You know, stop them from having arguments. Bring the harmony to the midfield.
So your whole thing, yeah, was about multilingual, yeah, was he speaks the language where he's from against two fucking thingies. That one of them speaks Portuguese anyway. That's their language, and the other Donny speaks Spanish, bro. So, like, is that multilingual? Or is that he just speaks his native language, fam?
Well, I mean, if I've got Bruno Fernandes in my team, he's getting a Duolingo membership, so he can speak to Enzo in Spanish and calm him down.
Bro, just, I don't like Bruno in it, and just in general, even as a player, because Joy is. I know when he said the whole they need him in it. They needed him in Europa League final. Nowhere to be seen. They need him in big games. Nowhere to be seen. I would say the FA Cup final he did play well, but overall, I think he's fucking overrated. But there's not really many players to fucking pick right now, so I hear it. I hear it. I'm gonna go right back. Well, am I? Actually, I haven't thought of a single player yet, so I don't know what position I'm gonna go with. I'll be so honest. Um. Oh, that's a six I like actually. I'll pick him later. But because we both need a right back, I'm thinking to pick and a goalkeeper. I'm thinking to pick either a right back or a goalkeeper. Who can I take off the table right now? I know how I can take off the table. Let me go with the goalkeeper. Let me complete my Man City picks. I go Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Fair, fair, fair. I'm. To be fair, I'm not even salty at that. I think Donnarumma, excellent pick, brilliant goalkeeper, knows what to do. Yes, I think Man City haven't necessarily been the best team, but Donnarumma has always been one of them goalkeepers where he's going to turn up in a big occasion. You know, Champions League semi-final last year, basically kept a clean sheet apart from the Saka goal in Paris. Did very well in between the sticks, made brilliant saves against us, and obviously caused us to lose the Euros final 4 years ago. So, yeah, Donnarumma, I can't really complain at that.
Yeah. Uh, I don't even rate him like that. I'll be real, but I think he's played really well in the last couple of years. So like you can't really deny he's been absolutely sincere. I think he's actually apart from the Arsenal mistake, he's been really good for Man City as well.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the goalkeeper next.
Yeah.
And there's not, like you said, there's not really many goalkeepers on the table like that. Obviously, Alisson's off the table because we picked him last time. Henderson's off the table. Now Donnarumma's gone. So there's not necessarily many top goalkeepers that you can pick from. But despite the fact he hasn't really started all the games this season, I'm going with him simply because he is an absolute shithouse. He can get into these opposition's heads. And he used to play for Arsenal as well. I'm going with Emi Martinez.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going Ramsdale.
Fuck no. I need my
Oh,
goalkeeper to be in the game for 90 minutes. This guy is out of the game for 30 seconds and concedes a goal.
I know, but he said shithouse and hasn't started, so I just thought Ramsdale in it. But Martinez, yeah, that's a good pick. I just thought of a right back. I don't know how he hasn't been picked. Um, we're literally talking about him earlier, and I'm about to complete my Chelsea picks. Man at Reece James. So my back four is now stacked. Like I had to take him off the table because you had a right back right now. So James, Saliba, Romero, and Mitchell. I'm more than happy with that. Fuck you know. This might be better than my first team. I might be battering myself. This team's better than my last team. Fuck you know. so far. Anyway, it's just midfield. I'm struggling. I can't lie.
When I've completed the midfield, I've completed the attack. I just need to complete my defence. I've got a centre back and the full backs to pick.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with a right back.
Mhm.
And this is where it gets difficult because I know I've only got one Arsenal pick left and I can't go with both of them. So to complete for my right back, I'm going to complete my West Ham picks. He wins the ball so much. He's the only one that can do the scoop tackle.
Mm.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Again, another one of those players who has been great for West Ham, despite them being in a shit situation. He has been a shining light amongst mediocrity. No offense, Mikes. To be fair, I think you'll agree with me on that.
Yeah, of course I will.
But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, definitely one of the best right backs. Just didn't work out for him at Man United, but now at West Ham, he has found a new lease of life. It's just a shame he's surrounded by a shower of shit.
Yeah, I think Wan-Bissaka missed it.
Sufal, are you mad? You don't even play in the Prem no more.
Yeah, fucking prick, bro. Receding hairline, fuck, bro. Fuck that guy. But yeah, no, Wan-Bissaka's a great pick. Great. Well, now I know who you're picking at left back, but it's quite obvious. But at the same time, bro, even though you picked your defense last, it's forming a great team as well. I don't know. I didn't think our teams were going to be that good after picking two old teams, but they're looking decent. I cannot lie. So I'm going to refrain, just in case I pick I have a six in my head. I'm going to refrain from mentioning him just in case I think of a better one. Uh, Again, another player we talked about earlier. My team's quite English at the moment. Can't lie. I'm going with Elliot Anderson for
Fair.
Nottingham Forest. They only make sense in terms of form or general ability. Anderson is the 8, Palmer's the 10. So I just need another number 6. And then we are good. Anderson's got the balance. He's got the ability, the driving ability, the shooting, the ability to go on both feet, to run down the left channel, down the 8s, down the 8 spots. And yeah, good final ball. And it's only going to get better.
Yeah, my next pick will complete my left backs. Will definitely complete my Arsenal picks. I could have gone with a couple of people, maybe even 3, but I think as far as left backs go, while we haven't got an out and out left back at the squad, he's probably one of the best out of the bunch from what I've seen so far. It's Miles Lewis Skelly.
Would you not consider Timber left back?
See, the thing is that's where it was a grey area because I didn't think you would have allowed me picking Timber at left back, which is why
you can pick him if you want.
No, I'm going to stick with
there.
Miles. I'll stick with
You can
Miles.
play that.
I'll stick with Miles. I think for me, the way I've gone with it is it doesn't really matter what foot my centre backs are, but I think I need my left back to be left footed. I need my right back to be right footed. Again, similar to the team that I had last time, I want the full backs to bomb forward, whip the ball into the box, and having a left back who is left footed doesn't it means he's not going to need to cut in onto his stronger foot to put the ball in the box. So that is one of the main reasons I've gone with Miles, and I rate Miles Lewis Skelly. I rate him very, very highly. I think he's a very, very good player. Yes, it's not his natural position, but he broke into the Arsenal team at left back and has been there pretty much ever since.
Hasn't played though this season.
Hasn't played, but I would personally pick him over Calafiori.
Yeah, I just think you guys need a left back. I'm being so honest. I just think you guys need a left back. You played in midfielder now or centre back there with long hair. So either way, I rate Lewis Skelly as a footballer. I just think he's played in the wrong position because I think he's too rash right now. He's too raw. So I think he broke onto the scene excited and made a point to prove, and then he kind of got found out a little bit, but he wasn't really meant to play as many games as he should. Well, he shouldn't have played as many games as he did play when he first broke through, in my opinion. So the more he kept playing, the more he got found out. But I don't think he's left back either. I think Arteta's misusing him. And no one's picked Wanyeri, but that's because like Ranieri's a fantastic player, but like we had other players to pick. To be fair, I would have picked Ranieri over Bruno Fernandes.
You know what? To be fair, yeah, but can't go back. It is what it is.
Yeah, fair. And to be fair, I'm surprised this is your first Arsenal pick this time.
No, my first Arsenal pick was Gyökeres.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about him. I keep forgetting he's a human. But no, I still can't think of a number 6. So here's the ones I was considering in my head. Because you don't have a midfielder to pick, so I'm just going to say them out loud. I was considering either Andre or João Gomez from Wolves, because I think they're underrated. I was considering Boubacar Kamara, but he barely plays. But I'm also considering Sander Berger from Fulham, because he's a good player. But these guys don't raise the level for me. But Forest's 6s ain't that good. João Painha's a shout, actually. João Painha is a shout. Everton's is Idrissa Gana Gay. Brighton's is Gruder and Belieber, and I'm not picking them.
I was gonna say you've completed your Man City picks. Otherwise, I would have said you could have gone with Rodri.
Fuck, I forgot about Rodri. Fuck.
And wait, Magassa isn't a 6, is he?
No, he is, but like I'm not. He's barely fucking played, so I'm just not gonna pick him. And also, have I picked 2 West Ham? I've not picked one. I don't think. Have I? I don't even think I picked the West Ham player this one. I haven't. It's a shame. I'm sure I'd just go shameless and go Freddie Potts.
I find it funny how I picked 2 West Ham players before I completed my Arsenal picks, and you picked 2 Arsenal players before you even picked a West Ham player. How funny is that?
Yeah, that is actually mad. Do you know what it is? When I post these out later, they're gonna think it's the wrong way around. They're gonna think it's the wrong way around. And Die from Everton, he's a 10 though. So I can't pick him in my midfield right now. I was considering him as well, but because I already had Palmer, that was my 10. So number 6 is in the Prem right now. Painha. I'm not picking Agate. Fuck that. Painha and Kamara and Andre are like my considers. Is there anyone else that's better than them right now? All the Newcastle midfielders are gone that are good. Like Joel Linton's not a 6. Lewis Miley's too raw. Kobe Mainu, I'm not putting in a 6. Sangare is a good player, but I'm not gonna play him. My mind's gone blank because I'm tired. I am just gonna go with Boubacar Kamara. Because on his day, he's a good player. And I think he's one of the better 6s in the league when he's fully fit. So I'm going Boubacar Kamara, especially when it comes to receiving the ball in the half turn. Granit Xhaka, he was picked in the last one. So we can't pick him again. Gravenberch. Fuck. But then again, I wouldn't play Gravenberch as a lone 6 with Anderson and Palmer. I haven't picked 2 Liverpool players. I could have gone Gravenberch, but I would have. Yeah, I think it's more balanced. If obviously Kamara's not a better player than Gravenberch by any means, and I should have picked Gravenberch when I had Anderson. So that's my bad. I could have picked McAllister as well. So fuck, I've missed out on a couple there, but I'm gonna stick with it. I like my team. Alfie, your last pick. You got a centre back to pick.
See, the thing is, we've taken a lot of the best centre backs off of the table. Obviously, Gabriel, Saliba, Romero, Van der Ven. We've taken them off the table. So Virgil as well. There's no way I'm picking Kanate because he's been stinky this season. Like no man's business. He's just been poor.
Yeah.
This is where it becomes a bit of a grey area for me because I've seen them play him at left back, but with his height, you'd kind of want him at centre back. So if I can, I'm going to round up the back 4 with another Newcastle player and go with Dan Burn.
I mean, you can pick him. I wouldn't pick him. You can pick him if you want.
I'm just thinking, I think, because I look at your team, I think your team's going to be a lot more attacking than my team. I'm just thinking height-wise. Because Ruben Diaz is quite tall. Burns tall. Yeah, Anderson as well.
Anderson would have been better, because he was You picked that, but Anderson's 6'4". He's a better player. Oh, you could have picked Anderson, bro.
Nah,
Dan Bird's so fucking slow and shit. I don't rate Dan Bird one bit, but I hear it
no,
though. Because
he gets disability tax in it because he's got 9 fingers.
oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. Richards. Oh, you could have picked Laquan Richards, bro, from Palace. You could have picked Laquan Richards, bro.
Yeah, there was no way. There was no way I was picking Badiashile or Jehovah's Witness. There was no way.
No,
There was
look,
no
you
way
could
I
have
was
picked
picking
Laquan.
Maguire. There was no way I
Yeah,
was picking Euro. There was no way I was picking Delict.
your Delict would have been bad picks though.
They wouldn't have been bad, but United, innit?
I hear it. You picked Bruno, so
I mean, fair, but
oh, I hear it though. Like Dre's, we again, it's like me, bro. I picked Anderson instead of Gravenberch, so it happens. It happens. But we're coming to the end of it again. The second round. Stick to Gavardio at left back. Yeah, Gavardio would have been a shout.
could have even said Nico or O'Reilly.
I was thinking Nico O'Reilly. The only reason why I went Mitchell is because I like traditional left backs. Listen, we're gonna get if it does go places, we're gonna get cooked for these. But at the same time, are we doing draft picks all week? Maybe, 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 maybe. I'll hit you. Prime, I have an idea. I'll DM you about it later on. But okay, let's start with my team this time because I went first. Got Donnarumma in goal. Reece James, Saliba, Romero, Mitchell, Palmer, Kamara, Anderson, Saka, Isak, Doku. No one can tell me that's not a good team. That's a good team. That is a good team. And it's just Kamara's hamstrings. That is it. That is my biggest weakness is Kamara's hamstrings. Everything else is calm. That is a good team. That's balanced. It's just a good team. It's a very, very good. Very, very good. Uh, let's go with Alfie's team.
Yeah,
Give
my
me a
first team's better than
second.
my second.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, sure. That's fair enough. So Alfie's got Emi Martinez in goal, Aaron Bissaka, Ruben Diaz, Dan Bird, and Lewis Skelly in the back four. Bruno Guimaraes, Enzo Fernandez, and Bruno Fernandez. Kudus, Gyökeres, and Somerville. You rate your second team better than your first.
No, I rate my first team better than my second.
Oh, you change your mind.
Because I said my first team's better than my second.
Oh, okay.
Because I think overall, in terms of the balance of the team, you look at the midfield, you've got Wharton, Rice, and Xhaka. Yes, it looks quite defensive, but at the same time, it's a midfield that's going to get the job done. No nonsense. The attack, while it's not as good as your first team's attack, I think Ekatike, Salah, and Gordon can get the job done. And defense is okay. I think Van der Ven and Gabriel kind of saved the defense. Cucurella as well, and Livramento. But yeah, definitely first team's better than the second team, 100%. I kind of like. I think we both knew that when we were doing the second draft, taking the players out that we've already picked, it was going to be a lot more difficult, and that's what made it interesting. We had to think on our feet.
We had to. And I'm gonna look back at my first team. I need to just. I'm not gonna share it again. But I'm gonna look back at my first team. My first team, my back four is probably better than my previous one. My midfield of my first one's better. My front three, it's kind of level. So I picked
No,
the kind of level.
I think the front three of your second team is better than the first. Because
Okay,
your
but
front three for your second team is Doku, Isak, and Saka.
yeah, yeah, you're right. Well, it is a bit. You know why? Because Doku Semenyo, like, it's up in the air for me.
Yeah,
Like, Haaland's better than Isak. And I'm going to say Bowen's better than Saka. You're going to say Saka's better than Bowen. So it's up in the air again.
I'm going to
So
say
it's like,
Palmer's better than both of them.
I still disagree. Because Bowen, 20 goals a season, he's capable if he's in a good team. But Palmer's in my midfield, so fuck it. Palmer and Saka can fucking shag women together. I don't know. They can do what they want, bruv. They can do what they want right down their right hand side. I know the Saka's got a missus, but he's a footballer, bruv. These man cheat. Anyway, check out Alfie's link. His link is in the title, people. That was fun to do. And cheating. Maybe. If I can find a slot where I might get more people for that one. Might get Alfie and then get a couple more people on. I might be able to do a European 11. But I've got another draft idea this week that I might do on the show of Prime. So keep an eye out. And if I can think of another one, do it on Melon as well. But I might just be the preview show for the Premier League. I'm going to run it by Melon and see if he wants to do that as well. Because tomorrow with me and Elijah, it's a break from football. We're going to chat a bag of shit. I ain't doing a draft on that one. Unless Elijah wanted to. But footballer who wants to be a millionaire, that's in the works. I will do this on the channel.
Wait, that would be sick.
I am going to organize this. I'm going to organize this on the channel. And we will do this. Because
I'm winning, bro. I'm winning. I don't care.
Mister, I'm winning every single time. But to be fair, Alfie did back himself for Tucker and he did win. So
even with an injured foot.
Yeah. Mr. Crutches himself. But listen, people, go and check out Alfie's link. It's in the title. We're not going to redirect anyone, but I'm just going to end the stream there. We'll be back tomorrow. Back tomorrow with the show of Elijah. And chat to you guys in a bit. Take care and peace.